Hi everybody, it's Chaya Parkoff, licensed clinical social worker, and this is ParshaRx, mental health prescriptions from the weekly Torah portion. This week we begin the book of Vayikra, and Parshat Vayikra is all about korbanot, sacrifices. Now I know, animal offerings on an altar, not exactly something we can easily relate to. But here's the thing, the word korban, from korbanot, comes from the root karov, meaning to draw near. So really, korbanot aren't about giving something up. They're about getting closer. Closer to God, closer to yourself, and closer to others. And as we start getting ready or have been getting ready for Pesach, I can't help but think about how this message really hits home. Years ago, when I had a house full of 5 kids, ages 1 to 11, I was freaking out about cleaning for Passover. I mean, there were Cheerios everywhere. I went to my rabbi, Rabbi Feigenbaum, and asked, Rabbi, what's the minimum requirement to clean for Pesach? I thought this was a brilliant question. He looked at me and he said something brilliant, and I've shared this with many, many, many people over the years, and now I'm sharing it with you. He said, Chaya, there is no minimum requirement. There is what is required, and then there's all the mashugana stuff that people do, like spring cleaning and scrubbing places where no one could possibly go. That advice was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. It was a reminder to focus on what really matters and let go of the pressure to be perfect. And that's exactly what Vayikra is teaching us. God doesn't want our polished, put together Instagram selves. God wants the real deal, the messy, the raw human version of us, the one who's willing to show up and say, I'm doing my best. Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks of blessed memory explains that sacrifices are about bringing ourselves closer to the divine. It's about letting go of our need to look perfect and being real, saying, here I am, flaws and all, God. The Talmud says, one who brings a broken heart as an offering is as if they have offered all the sacrifices. Sometimes the holiest thing we can do is admit we're not okay. That kind of honesty brings us closer to God. And when we're not feeling okay, being close to God can really help. But it's not just about God. It's also about getting closer to ourselves. Sometimes we get so caught up in trying to look like we have it all together that we lose touch with our own hearts. Bringing a korban means being honest about where we're struggling and saying, I'm ready to face this. Even if all we have to offer is a small effort, a handful of flour instead of a big bowl, 2 of some of the sacrifices that were offered, it's enough. It's not about how impressive it looks. It's about the intention behind it. Rabbi Nachman of Breslov adds that when we try to get closer to God, we're bound to hit obstacles. Sometimes we feel like we're failing or not doing enough. But every sincere effort, even when it feels like we're not succeeding, is precious. Just showing up, even when it's hard, brings us closer to our own willing, resilient selves. Sometimes just showing up is the most powerful offering we can make. And then there's the Korban Todah, the Thanksgiving offering. I love this one. This teaches us that gratitude isn't something we keep to ourselves. The Torah says that this Korban must be eaten within 1 day. And with 40 loaves to finish in 24 hours, you can't possibly do it alone. You have to invite others. It's the Torah's way of saying, don't keep your gratitude private. Share it, celebrate it, and let others be part of your joy. Gratitude that's shared brings us closer to the people around us and builds real connection. As we're preparing for Pesach, we might feel overwhelmed by all the expectations, the cleaning, the cooking, the pressure to make it perfect. But just like with korbanot, it's not about being flawless. It's about showing up, flaws and all, and being real. Sometimes our Seder is going to look like the big, impressive bull. And other times, it might just feel like a small handful of flour. Well, matzah meal. Both are valuable. The real offering is our presence, our willingness to show up, and our effort to make the holiday meaningful, even if it's not picture perfect. So as we step into Vayikra and prepare for Pesach, what is our ParshaRx? Let's drop the pressure to have it all together. Let's show up as we are, honest, vulnerable, and human, because that's exactly what God wants from us. That's exactly how God created us. Let's use our offerings, whether they're grand or small, to draw closer to God, closer to ourselves, and closer to others. Your messy, beautiful, raw heart is more than enough. And when good things happen, don't keep it to yourself. Share your gratitude, because that's how we build connection and draw even closer together. Shabbat Shalom.